Okay, that's a little better, right? I mean, I'm just doing the best I can with what I got, okay? So, that's better, right? Okay. Is that a little better? A little more dramatic, right? Okay. When do you ever see me without the fan on? Come on. Tonight was gonna be my first time without the fan? I love it. Oh. All right, let's do this song. And the other thing is, my ear on this thing is just, I don't know. I might just have to take it out. This two-way drum, this is our first show, but guess what? We are here in Glasgow and we're excited about it. Okay? We're happy to be with you.
Right, so this is a bit different for me. I don't normally do videos like this, so we're just having a little change. Tonight I was lucky enough to see Mariah Carey live for the first time. She's my favourite singer. I've been a fan for about a decade, my favourite album being The Emancipation of Mimi. Funnily enough, I'd never been to the Hydro before either, and on top of this I'd also never been to the opening night of a tour before, so this was a night of firsts. It was pretty wonderful. Apologies in advance for looking down. I'm going to be reading off my notes basically because I'm going to try and edit this as little as possible. I want to get this up as quick as I can and I'm really tired. It's been a long day. So I want to cover some basic points. I don't want to spoil too much. There will be some spoilers, so if you're wanting to save the show to be a surprise, I'd maybe suggest you stop watching, but if you want to know everything and whatnot, then great. So I have some opinions, I have some information about merchandise, and I also have some video clips to show. These are clips that were filmed on my iPhone, so the quality of the actual visuals aren't great, but the audio is pretty good. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I was recording them. So bits and pieces, so hopefully you enjoy this. So this is her first European tour in 13 years. With it being in Glasgow, that meant that I was able to go. Like, I'm currently living in Edinburgh, so I was able to just take the train and travel across, so that was no problem whatsoever. I've been looking forward to this day for months. Was it worth the wait? In a word, yes. I think I will start with the merchandise actually. So I got a tour t-shirt for £25. It's the general stock tour image on the front, and then on the back it has a list of all the dates and things of that nature. It's quite nice. What I will say, there were a number of different t-shirts available, all costing £25. Some just contained song titles, others contained a few other designs and things. As far as I was aware, there's not men's t-shirts for every design. There was for that one, obviously, because I bought it. But I don't know that that's the case for all designs, so you might want to keep an eye on that if you are so needing to do so. There's a black hoodie for £55. It's got Mariah's name in pink written on the front, and it's got the tour image that's on the front of that t-shirt on the back of the hoodie. I liked it, yeah, I liked that, but not for £55. Sorry. Now, other things. There was baby grows available for £15. There was a poster that was available for £5, and a mug which was available for £12. All of those things again contain the image on the front of that t-shirt there. There's also plush lambs available for £25. They're very sweet, but they weren't really worth the price in my mind. Like, they're very cute, but £25 for... yeah. You could also buy baseball caps, but unfortunately I'm a bit of a fail and I didn't see what the prices for those were, so I can't imagine they'd be too horrendous. Although the one thing I noted that was missing was tour programs. Normally when in concerts I've gone to in the past, you get like you can buy some kind of book and it'll have some information about how the tour was set up and some photos and all that sort of stuff. Unless I did a stupid and completely missed them, this didn't have them. I'll be really upset if it turns out I have missed them actually, because that was the one thing I was really wanting, and yeah. But I would have liked to have seen that, but sadly. So going to my seat, I was sat in section BK053, which for my benefit was almost dead onto the stage. It had the advantage of being slightly raised above floor level, so I could see above the heads of everyone who was seated on the floor, but I was still actually on ground level, so it was pretty good seating actually. This was, however, at the expense of not being as close to the front as I would have probably had liked. Now, I actually happen to know someone that got the VIP meet and greet package, and I'm pretty bitter about it. I didn't pay for the fan club access because, well, it's one of those things that, like, when I discovered about it, she hasn't been here for such a long time, and I was kind of like, I don't really have money to give for something that's not going to benefit me directly, so I was just like, okay, we'll leave it. And then obviously she goes on tour, and then I can't get access to stuff, so whoop. The support act, about 7:30 a DJ made his way onto the stage. Now this guy was very Scottish, so I can only assume that each arena's going to get its own resident DJ to step up. He was on for about an hour, he was finished by about 8:30. On the way in, I was told that Mariah was due to start sometime between 8:30 and 9. She actually didn't start until 9:20. Despite the late start, the show didn't feel like it was going on too long towards the end, nor did it feel like anything had been cut out. Perhaps the venue had just been advised that she would start earlier than she actually would, or maybe she was actually late, I don't know. I don't know what the story behind that was. So the actual show itself. Vocally, I wasn't really sure what to expect, because you hear and you read a lot and you see all these different things, and you're always, I'm always reading, oh, she's not as good as she used to be, and oh, she's using a lot of like backtracks and to hide the whatever state her voice is in. When you could hear her singing just by herself, she sounded really, really good. Like, there's no doubt that she still has a really good voice. Is it what it used to be? No, of course not. But she's still better than a lot of the people that are out there currently. So the setlist was really interesting. It had included a number of songs that she hadn't actually performed on tour before. The song with Busta Rhymes, I Know What You Want. She performed Loverboy. Perhaps, I think possibly the standout moment for me was the duet with Whitney Houston, done via like a video recording of Whitney. Like, I did not expect to see that song. Like, that was a real moment. I enjoyed, there was a moment in which she had a duet with Michael Jackson as well. Like, it's just tributes to these artists and stuff. It was really quite unexpected, but really moving. To be honest, while I wouldn't have necessarily picked some of the songs included myself, now having been there and seen them, like, I probably wouldn't have changed the set list. Like, there's a lot of songs I would have liked to have seen. I'd have loved to, Beautiful, Don't Forget About Us, songs like that. I'd have loved those to have been included, but I understand why they weren't. She has so many songs that, like, it's impossible to include everything you want. There's always going to be something missed out, but I was pretty happy with it. I was asked on Instagram about what I thought regarding the stage. It's pretty basic. There were some steps at the back of it which she walked up and down several times, and she sat on at one point, but generally speaking the setup wasn't anything overly special, but then I suppose it didn't really need to be. There were some screens at the back which images were projected onto, and again, like, they were never overly distracting at any point, so keeping the focus on her, so it was all really good. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the minimalism, I guess, minimalistic, that's what we'll go for, that's the word. The minimalistic aspects of it, I thought it was really good. I would have liked a second stage out in the middle, as we saw on the Adventures of Mimi DVD. I would have liked something along those lines, although again, I understand why she maybe wouldn't do that. Like, it's always a bit of a risk and it's extra work getting that sort of thing set up. And also getting the artist out into that in the middle, and you know, you never know what kind of crowd you're going to have, so I can understand why she wouldn't, but I would have preferred it. Mostly just because I was towards that end, and it would have been nice just to see her up close a bit. The one thing I would say is she doesn't have, or at least she didn't for this venue, she doesn't have the big screens for people at the back, so you literally just see what's on stage. There's no close-ups or anything like that, so you do just, what you see is what you get. Is she worth seeing? There's perhaps a bit of bias from me because she is my favourite singer, but I would say definitely. That's easily my favourite show I've ever been to. I kind of wish I could go again. I don't have the money to go to a different date on the tour, which is really sad. It was just good. She's funny. She sings live. There was these great little diva moments on stage and interactions with the crowd, and it's just everything that you want and expect from her. I think to finish this, I will show you some clips that I recorded. Again, I will reiterate, they're not the best quality visually, but sound, you'll be able to get something from them. I really, really wish I could have got some of the Whitney tribute, but I'd ran out of space on my phone by that point, and I didn't want to delete anything in case I deleted something useful, so apologies for that. But if you're not going, that's definitely worth looking up, and if you are going, the Whitney tribute is definitely worth looking out for. That was probably my favourite moment of the whole night.
Party.